Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Ryan Jackson from Ryan Jackson LLC. Hope y'all are doing good today. Hope you're having a blessed and wonderful day. This is the day that Allah has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. All like I always say, if your day is not going well, day is going bad for you. Always know this. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Put your trust and faith in Allah, He will see you through. On that note, so as we see, Puffy P Diddy, Papa Diddy Pop, Diddy, whatever he goes by, is in a lot. No, it's losing a lot of money these days. Just saw that 18 businesses have they dropped they 18 businesses have just refused to do business with Diddy. 18 companies. 18. Wow. Hey, what's good, brother Steph? How you doing, my man? How's it doing, brother? How's it going? Yeah, 18 businesses. Wow. 18 companies is like, nope, we don't want to do business with you. And this is coming on the heels of rape and sexual assault allegations. Um, it's crazy. It's just it's crazy. But like I've been saying, the chickens are coming home to roost. Malcolm said it about the assassination of President Kennedy back in '63. The chickens were coming home to roost. What America has done around the world, sown the seeds of destruction, and had played their parts in assassinations on different leaders around the world. It came back to America, and it those same weeds of destruction choked its chief gardener, which was at the time, President John F. Kennedy. I'm paraphrasing what Brother Malcolm said, but that's pretty much the that pretty much is what the gist of what he said. And with Diddy, I mean, you had you were in cahoots with the South Side Crips, the South Side Crips in L.A. The South Side Crips had infiltrated the LAPD. The LAPD South Side Crips murdered Tupac on September 7th, 1996. Well, they shot Tupac and then he later died. I think September, yeah, he later died. But they assassinated Tupac, the South Side Crips, and the LAPD. And who orchestrated this hit? Diddy did. Diddy orchestrated the hit on Pac. There have been allegations again, rape. His partner or whatever, just last month, they were I forgot her name. You could tell me what it is, brother. His partner's name. He accused him of rape of sexual assault last month, but then 2 days later dropped the charges. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was set up. Um, Not saying that it was that she set him up, but it was set up where the charges were dropped because Diddy still has deep pockets. He still have attorneys in his pockets in New York. So he still got some influence, but his ship is sinking. The ship be sinking, and the chickens are coming home to roost. The chickens are coming home to roost. All that, all that hell you caused with Shine, Mace, Mary J. Blige, J Lo. All this is coming back. All those artists on Bad Boy. All those artists on Bad Boy. What happened to G Dep? What happened to Didn't he have a Bad Boy South, Young Buck, Nashville? What happened to those rappers? Bad Boy South. All these artists are on your label. So much talent. You fucked them over. I already mentioned the Pac assassination. You orchestrated that, Diddy. Big was supposed to be in London. He was not supposed to be in LA. Gene Deal, that's right, brother. Gene Deal is on his head, and I hope he stays on his head. Y'all check out Gene Deal on the Art of Dialogue. It's on YouTube, the Art of Dialogue. Check out this brother's channel, the Art of Dialogue. Leave DJ Vlad alone. He is a culture vulture. He's a devil. DJ Vlad, I don't know how he got the name DJ Vlad. He hasn't made any beats. What records has he mixed on? How the hell is he a DJ? But that's beside the point. Leave Vlad alone. I wish black artists and black celebrities would stop going on DJ Vlad. I wish they would. Oh, he's a culture vulture. But anyway, um, oh, Gene Deal has his own YouTube channel. Check it out. Check out the Art of Dialogue and check out Gene Deal's channel too, as well. Um, but he's on Diddy's head, and I hope he stays on it because he brought up the fact that Big was supposed to be in London promoting an album, Life After Death, which came out in '97, posthumously after Big's death. He was supposed to be in London, but no, he was in LA. Why was he in LA? To attend that award show to kind of broker the peace between East and West. And yeah, okay. He shouldn't have been in Los Angeles. He should not have been on the West Coast. That it was still hot. People were still mad about Pac 6 months after the fact. It was still hot out here. East Coast rappers couldn't come out here. West Coast rappers couldn't go east. The block was still hot. But Big, against, probably against his judgment, we don't know. It probably was. Came out here and tried to broker the peace. He did the interview with Joe Claire on Rap City, we know, at the hotel. That aired 3 days before he died. I think it aired that Wednesday. Big died that, no, 3.5 days. It aired that Wednesday. Big died early Sunday morning. He was murdered early Sunday morning. So 3, 4 days later. He had no business in LA. He shouldn't have been out here. It was still hot. Yes, Big had a lot of, yes, he did. Yes, he did. I agree 1,000% on that. But a good buddy of mine in Detroit, me and him were speaking about this months back, I think over the summer. Um, we've been friends since high school. He said that Death Row was mad at Pac. Suge was mad at Pac because he had pieced it up with Nas 2 days before he was murdered, before he was shot. 2 days before the Vegas incident, Pac and Nas pieced it up. They were reporting about this on the Detroit radio stations. I didn't know this, but yeah, they had pieced it up and were reporting it on the radio station there in Detroit, as well probably around the country. They pieced it up, and then 2 days later, Pac was gunned down. So you had that incident. Diddy didn't pay the Southside Crips for assassinating Pac. He didn't pay them. So they had no beef with Big. They could care less about Big. But with Biggie being in LA, he was a target. So the way they figured it, you took out one of ours, we took out a West Coast, we're gonna take out one of yours. You took out one of ours, we're gonna take out one of yours. You didn't pay us for this hit, we're gonna hit your boy. And they hit big. He had no business being in LA. He was supposed to be in London. That was on Diddy. Diddy's mom never liked Diddy's mom, Lord have mercy. Biggie's mom never liked Diddy. You could tell that in the Big movie. They kind of touched on that a little bit because at Big's homegoing service, he goes over to her. He says, "If there's anything I could do for you, Miss Wallace, you let me know." And she kind of looked at him, gave him a look, was like to say, "Nigga, please." Y'all remember that scene in the movie, the Notorious movie? She kind of looked at him like, but yeah, snakes, man, snakes. Oh, definitely the LAPD, FBI, CIA, COINTELPRO, right. But Pox was more LAPD because the Southside Crips had infiltrated. It was Southside Crips that were in the LAPD. Reggie Wright, or like my good brother like to call him, Reggie Wrong, had peoples in the LAPD. So your grandma said, what kind of man calls himself Puffy? I always wondered that too. Puffy. Yeah. I wonder why he got that name. And then another brother of mine, we were talking about this. There was a transvestite model in the One More Chance video when Big was in bed. That was a transvestite. That wasn't a woman. But Big didn't know it. It was unbeknownst to him. You had this man in bed with a transvestite in the One More Chance video, unbeknownst to Big. And then, like my brother on here that's watching, like he said, there was stuff going on with Diddy back at Howard, where he was having relations with men. So again, the chickens are coming home to roost. You destroyed lives. You helped orchestrate the murder of one of the greatest rappers we ever had. You had your hand in the destruction of hip hop. You and that other snake, that snake ass nigga, Suge Knight. And like I said, I told a good brother of mine this. I said, you know what? I think Suge and Diddy and Puffy, whatever the heck, Pete, Diddy, Pop, whatever, I think they were in cahoots together. I believe they were in cahoots together. This whole thing that they hate each other, it was a front because they single-handedly, isn't it funny that Suge Knight single-handedly brought down Death Row? He ruined so many careers. Jewel, Danny Boy, Sam Snead. He ruined so many careers. Death Row would have been the greatest label ever in hip hop history. They had the talent. They had the talent. But Suge wanted to be on this street gangster shit, and he brought his empire down. He brought it down, crashing down. I think at one point, uh, was it Hasbro or some toy company owned Death Row? Now Snoop owns it, but it will never be back to what it was. Even though Snoop may own it, it will never be back to what it was. Never, ever, ever. Death Row could have single-handedly been the greatest the greatest label in the hip hop industry, in the history of the hip hop industry. Yeah, Hasbro did own it, but I think Snoop bought it from them. A toy company. How much of it? That's a joke. But ego and this tough guy nigga foolishness brought it crashing down. It could have been the greatest label in the history of hip hop, but could have been, but wasn't. Could have been, should have been, but wasn't. An Australian white man owns Tupac. That's heartbreaking too. So now you have a white man that owns Tupac's estate. That should have been passed down. Pac didn't have kids, but that could have been passed down to family members, cousins, relatives. That should not be in the hands of a foreigner. That should that should never have happened. Never have happened. Thanks for pointing that out, by the way. But that should never have happened. Tupac could have been $1 billion. His legacy could have been in the billions. The man was an actor. The man was a great, 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 great rapper. One of the greatest. He was a poet. His estate could have been in the billions. Pac could have been $1 billion legacy. Not as big as Michael Jackson, but in the conversation. Not as big as Prince, but in the conversation. Same with Big. Big was in Martin. Was Big in New York Undercover? Was Biggie in an episode of New York Undercover? I don't think he was. But Big acted in Martin. He was in an episode of Martin. Big was very talented. His legacy could have been $1 billion. But these snakes, Suge Knight and Diddy. Oh, and Suge's chickens have come home to roost too because he's going to die in prison. From what I understand, he has health problems. I heard reports, I don't know how true it was, that he was about to go blind. He's a diabetic, and I know that diabetes can cause blindness because my grandmother was a diabetic and her eyesight was being affected. So diabetes can cause blindness. I don't wish ill will on the brother, but at the same time, I can't have empathy for him because you single-handedly brought down our culture. Diddy, you single-handedly brought down our culture. You and Suge Knight colluded with devils from the Jewish community to bring down our culture, to take out two of, two of the rappers who are among the greatest to ever do it. Big and Pac. They should still be here. They should still be in their 50s. They should be enjoying their grandchildren. They would be the OGs now. Big and Pac would be the OGs. They would be the wise man. They would have squashed their beef, got rid of Suge, got rid of Diddy, and squashed their beef. They would have made an album together. Who knows? They would have been on songs together. But I believe they would have squashed their beef. Squashed their beef. Excuse me. Because again, they would have been the OGs now in their early 50s. But we never would know. Thanks to Diddy and thanks to Suge. Two bitch ass niggas. Excuse me for saying that, but I just had to get that off my chest. Two punk ass bitch ass niggas. Snakes. You helped to single handedly destroy hip hop. It would never be back to its glory days. When Pac got murdered, that was the rock that hit the ship of hip hop. That tore a hole in it. The ship took on water. It was able to sustain itself. It was able to repair and sustain itself to a certain extent. But when Big died, that was the iceberg that just tore the ship apart and sunk hip hop. Kind of like the Titanic. It sunk hip hop. Now hip hop is nothing but a coral reef for bottom feeders, for your sexy reds, your Cardi B's, your Megan Thee Stallions, your futures. Bottom feeders. That's what bottom feeders do. When a ship sinks at the bottom of the ocean, that ship becomes a coral reef and a habitat for bottom feeders. And that's what hip hop is now. It's a habitat for bottom feeders. Again, your sexy reds, your Megan Thee Stallions, your Cardi B's, your futures, your Drakes, whatever. Little Nas X, that's what it is for the bottom feeders. It would never come back to the way it is. Biggie, Tupac, MJ, and Prince. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, that would have been a classic. That would have been a classic. But hip hop would never come back to the way it was. Yeah, exactly. They're drug addicts and wearing dresses. They're bottom feeders. Bottom feeders. They have found a habit. They have found a habitat in that sunken ship that was hip hop. Just like the Titanic is a coral reef, it's a habitat for the bottom feeders now. That's what hip hop's become. Yeah, non-halal. Yeah, exactly. And Diddy, the chickens are coming home to roost because Suge is now telling. He's now speaking out. I mean, he should have done this years ago, but now he has nothing to lose. He's going to die in prison. He's not going to be paroled. So what has he got to lose? So now, Suge is starting to sing. He's starting to sing the truth now. What has he got to lose? And I would not be surprised if your name comes up in Suge's singing. If your name comes up in his solo, it would not surprise me. He's eligible for parole in 2034. He may not even. I don't wish death on anyone, but he may not live to see 2034 because I hear the man's in bad health. 69 years old. Wow, really? I didn't know that. Thank you for pointing that out. The guy who did, wow, really, who did the autopsy on Kim Porter mysteriously died. I didn't know that. Wouldn't be surprised if Diddy his handwriting is on there too. Clive Davis and Jimmy Iovine, yeah, they did help start the East Coast West Coast beef, and they benefited tremendously from it. So that the Source, Vibe magazine, and Rolling Stone, they all benefited from it. MTV, the more bad negative news you report on niggas having beef, the more profits you'll get, the more magazines you'll sell, the more viewership you have on your channel on your network. Nothing sells like negativity, especially when it's among Black people. You'll sell more magazines and have more viewership on your network. Just keep reporting negativity. It's sad, but it's true. Hit that thumbs up button, smash that thumbs up button down. Hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when I do videos on here. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, they are done with him because it was a secret for many years of what Diddy was doing. But Gene Deal knew it wasn't a secret from him because he was Diddy's bodyguard. So he knew everything. And he has a lot to say. Check out his channel. Subscribe. and subscribe to the Art of Dialogue as well. So yeah, but when the white supremacist power structure is done with you, you're done. Look at what happened with OJ. Unfortunately, look what happened with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby got too big. He disrespected a lot of black people and who were coming up. Ernest Thomas, the brother that played Raj from What's Happening, he had a story about Bill Cosby. He said him, Haywood Nelson, who played Dwayne, um, and Fred Berry, the late great Fred Berry, rerun. They came up to Bill Cosby and was like, yeah, they were friends, they were fans of him, and he pretty much dissed them. He pretty much was like, whatever. John Amos um, was in a movie with Bill Cosby and was on the Cosby Show. He played, I don't know if y'all remember, but John Amos played Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable's physician. He gave him a physical, and he was so out of shape. And he got on this case. He said, "Man, you eating these hoagies with potato chips? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You used to know how Dr. Huxtable used to like to eat his hoagies and put potato chips in between them." He got on them. He said, "You should know better. You're a doctor. You should know better." It was a funny episode, one of my favorites. But John Amos said, "Me and Bill Cosby weren't friends because I wasn't on his level." John Amos was a great actor, but he wasn't in that atmosphere with Bill Cosby. He wasn't in that space. And so John Amos said Bill Cosby wasn't trying to, he wasn't trying to fool with me because I wasn't in his circle. I wasn't among his people. So we know what Bill Cosby went through. That was some bullshit. That was set up. That was some bullshit. He should not have went to prison, and that was just wrong. That whole thing was illegal. What happened to Bill Cosby was just immoral and illegal. But be that as it may, God will allow things to happen to you that is not right. Allah will permit it. Allah will permit it. That's the chickens coming home to roost. Bill Cosby found out the hard way. I have nothing but love for Dr. Cosby, but again, you thumbed your nose at a lot of black people at other black people. You thought you were good with white people, and they told you, no, no, nigga, stay in your place. OJ got this nigga wake up call. Jonathan Majors. Not saying what happened to them was right. And by the way, OJ did not kill two people at the same time. That is a myth. That is a lie. It's no way a 47-year-old man who has arthritis in his hands, in his joints, was able to kill a white man that was 6'5", a bodybuilder, and 20 years younger than him, and his ex-wife. He could not do that at the same time. It's no way. No way. What I will say, it was a murder for hire. OJ paid someone to kill Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. I will say that again. I believe wholeheartedly that OJ paid someone to murder both Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson. It was a murder for hire. A murder for hire. But he didn't commit the murders himself, no. He didn't kill them, no, he didn't. But in any event, back to Diddy. The chickens are coming home to roost. The Quran, the greatest book ever written, the greatest book ever written, whatever. The Quran, the Holy Quran says, it talks about what you reap, you reap what you sow. Whatever you do will come back to you. The Bible speaks about it. People call it karma. Chickens coming home to roost. Whatso have you, whatever you want to call it. It will come back to you. You do good, good deeds will come back to you. You do bad, it's going to come back to you as well. That's the way of the universe. That's the way Allah has permitted it. And Diddy, the chickens are coming home to roost. 18 companies are leaving your brand, don't want to even do business with you. That's a lot of money lost. That's a lot of money. A lot. You having rape allegations about gang rape, sexual assault. It's gonna come out about you orchestrating a hit on Pac. I believe Sugar's gonna spill the beans on that too. And Gene Deal. Right. No way he could, yeah. And then make a flash. Yeah. 50 Cent is going to produce a surviving Diddy documentary. I'm not a fan of 50 Cent, but I salute his efforts on that. I really do. Oh, and did y'all hear that Mace went off about Diddy? Willie D posted a video and was talking about it in his video that Diddy, that Mace went off about Diddy, went off totally about Diddy, went off because he screwed him too. Oh, you don't remember? So the episode of the Cosby Show with John Amos, it should be on YouTube. I think if you type in John Amos the Cosby Show, it may comes up. It may come up. Very funny episode. Dr. Huxtable, played by, of course, Dr. Bill Cosby. He had a physical coming up, and he was out of shape. He was out of shape, and John Amos was his physician, and he was administering the physical. But I'm sure if you type in John Amos, the Cosby Show, it should come up, and you should be able to watch it. But yeah, OJ, bad knees. Yeah, it's no way. But Diddy, just like Suge's chickens came home to roost, yours will too. And it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time because you cannot act like you a Teflon Don, like you Teflon that you untouchable. John Gotti thought he could do that. And how did that end up for him? In prison, and he died. So no one's untouchable from the eyes of Allah. No one's untouchable from his hand. No one, no one, no one, no one, no one's untouchable. We all can be touched. No one's invincible. No one. And Diddy, your chickens are coming home to roost. And like the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said decades ago, when you see men fall, don't laugh, don't rejoice, learn, learn. And we should learn from what Diddy is going through and from what Suge Knight is going through too. Learn. Do not screw people over. Do not violate people. Don't be a dirty, rotten scoundrel. Do not commit rotten deeds in life because you will fall. And brother, it's just divine intervention. I'm not rejoicing. I'm not gonna, laugh at your downfall because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan also said this, that when you laugh, you open up yourself for your own fall. I will say this, it's the chickens coming home to roost, deservedly, because you ruined so many lives. And You cannot get away. You cannot escape the wrath of Allah. Suge, neither could you. Both of y'all. And those orchestrators, y'all puppet masters, the Jimmy Iovines, the Clive Davis, they're gonna have their day. They're gonna have their day too. Allah is not done. It's not just Diddy, it's not just Suge, it's bigger than them. They were just puppets, but their puppet masters, their day is coming too. So it's not just gonna end with Diddy and Suge, it's gonna continue to go. It's gonna continue because it's bigger than them too. On that note, I'm gonna hop off of here. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Be safe out here. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't do Christmas shopping, but those of you who do, brothers as well as sisters, be extra, triple, quadruple safe out here. Beware and be aware because Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy now more than ever. So, you all here at these stores, these malls, be careful, be safe because this time of year is when it comes to criminal activity, this is the worst time of year for it. This right here. Yes, Jesus is supposed to be the reason for the season. We know that's a lie. Jesus is the reason for a season that's high in criminal activity. That's that's a utter lie. Don't believe that. Don't buy into that. Jesus has nothing to do with criminal activity. Don't put him in that. Don't put his name in that negativity. Don't do it. But be nevertheless, just be safe. Be safe. Running errands, picking up, dropping off your kids at school, whatever you may be doing, just be safe. Coming home from work, be safe, be safe. Continue to support my YouTube channel and my podcast. Brother needs your love and support. Please continue to do this. I need your love and support. Can't do it without y'all. Like I always say, we don't have to agree, but let's agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Let's do that. And let's use logic and common sense in our disagreements, please. That's all I ask. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I love y'all. Take care. I'm out. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings.